Good morning, I am Kevin Price. Delighted to be with you. Going to spend some time talking to you about you and your business. Love bringing on my good friend Paul Carroll on with EfficientWealthManagement.com. The guy is really an innovator, in my opinion, when it comes to wealth management, a leader, thought leader in that process. I love his expertise and the knowledge he brings. Plus, I love the great stories you bring that kind of show entrepreneurship and free enterprise in action. And today appears to be no exception to that. Paul, welcome to the program. Tell us about Efficient Wealth Management, which, by the way, the listener can learn more about at EfficientWealthManagement.com, and your guest today.
Kevin, good morning. Happy Mardi Gras weekend to you. And this morning we're introducing Cody Lovins, a little bit about my firm. Efficient Wealth Management is a boutique wealth management firm based here in the Woodlands, Texas. We make work optional. Cody Lovins is a proprietor who owns a large number of sports clips hair franchises, and you'd be amazed how profitable these things are. Cody, how did you get into this business?
I grew up in Missouri, and I used to go to like the old barber shops, which I really liked. And then when I moved to Texas, I just couldn't find what I liked. Ended up going to Sport Clips. Went there a few times, and ended up deciding I should own one. And I guess the rest is history. Now I have 15 of them.
Wow. When was this?
What's that?
When did you go to your first Sports Clips?
It's probably about 9 years ago, and it took about a time everything got settled, probably about a year and a half before I owned one. So I've been doing this maybe 7.5, 8 years.
Awesome. Go ahead, Paul.
Well, and Cody told me a great story about how he selected the franchise. I believe you're on a flight reading the In-Flight magazine. Is that correct, Cody?
Yeah,
Tell me that story, because that's a great story.
Yeah, I was on a business flight, and I was reading this Entrepreneur magazine or something. I saw Sport Clips, and I kind of contributed to it as well. I'm like, maybe this is something we ought to do, and that's what we ended up doing.
And Kevin, I think what he did is he basically found a list of the 15 fastest growing franchises and decided, number one, that's the one we'll pick.
Yeah, absolutely. Makes perfect sense to me. What was your background before you did this, Cody?
I have an engineering degree. I spent some time in the oil field, and I kind of built this up on the side, and now I just do this full time.
Makes sense. At 15 stores, that makes perfect sense. Go ahead, Paul.
In fact, Cody just left his previous employer. When he says he was doing this full time, part time on the side, it was up until about 2 to 3 months ago, I believe. How on earth do you build a business of 15 very successful, profitable franchises while holding a full-time job, Cody?
A lot of work, a lot of stress, and it was a lot of work at the time. And now I'm much happier. I'm much more focused on my business, and we're seeing some good results from that. And decision I should have made, I think, quite a while before I did.
Well, you must have been doing something right to be able to grow to 15 while doing both. I think it's extraordinary. So what parts of town are they in?
We're everywhere from Kemah, Pearland. We have some in, like, Meyerland, several in Spring, a couple in Conroe, Willis, Brenham. We're kind of scattered all over. And it's just kind of the way it worked out, whether I was able to acquire some, down in Meyerland or where we opened them up, and it happened to be a good real estate spot. It's just kind of how it worked out, how we ended up so spread out.
Very interesting. Go ahead, Paul.
So, Cody, how do you see the future of the Woodlands and the Houston area economically, and how's that going to impact your business?
Just nothing but up. I mean, you see so many houses and so many people moving into the area, and I think it's just going to be a long-term trend of just up, and just the number of people moving here. I think it's just going to benefit everybody. It's just going to be such a growing, dynamic market. There's going to be more stores opening up, as the city grows and everything else.
Yeah, makes sounds like it makes a lot of sense to me, and it sounds like you project that in the future. I know, in your experience, Paul, you work a lot with franchises. People who own businesses that include franchises. What's your thoughts about that as a business model for individuals?
Yeah, a franchise offers a lot of great advantages, Kevin, and usually a well-run franchise will have a team of consultants And I know there have been a couple of consultants that have worked closely with Cody and provided him with a great deal of assistance. That's a very business-oriented consulting. We actually work with small businesses and try to bring in other professionals so we can help them mitigate their taxes, take care of their heirs, protect their assets from being unjustly taken, and maximize charitable giving. Those things are outside of the purview, but a good franchise can take a person and really jumpstart his success on the one condition that he listens to the advice he's given.
Right. You're paying a lot of money, depending on the franchise, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 or more, just to get it set up. So it seems like it makes a lot of sense to do exactly what they tell you to do because they've been there and done that. Talk a little bit about that, Cody.
I couldn't agree more. Where I've seen people fail is they'll get into a franchise and they'll think that, they got a better idea than what's been a proven model time and time again. And those are usually the people that struggle. If you just follow the system, do what you're supposed to do what they tell you to do, the things work. I mean, it's a proven business model, and it's just a cookie-cutter thing. We're able to do it just time and time again, just successful store after successful store.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Paul?
Keep it simple. Keep it simple. In fact, we in my firm, we've hired consultants in the past to pay people for the advice, take the advice, don't try to be smarter than everyone else.
Yeah, I guess it's the downfall of people in almost every category is hubris, right?
I would agree.
Yeah. If it works, why? If it's not broke, don't fix it. And if it's working, make sure you maintain it. Well, that's probably people don't particularly see engineers, Cody, as entrepreneurial in their mindset, but they know how to do things that work, don't they?
Yes, it's something I've just kind of had in me from when I was a kid. I always wanted to own my own business. I wanted to be an engineer. I was good at math and good at all that kind of stuff, but my true calling, I guess, what I really originally wanted to do is to be an entrepreneur and own my own business.
Yeah, I think you're doing a great job, and I think it's a fantastic story. Want to wrap it up. By the way, do you have a website in particular do you want people to check out, or where they can learn more? Or Cody?
The franchise has a website. It's just sportclips.com, and that's just their corporate website. I don't have a personal one that I use for my individual stores, but just mainly sportclips.com. Very
good. And final thoughts, Paul?
No, it's great. Engineers actually do have the capacity to be great entrepreneurs if they take their engineering background and implement processes, which is what a lot of entrepreneurs are not good at. They're not good at process, about repeatable process. On the flip side, engineers tend to be very independent and very strong-willed, very smart, and reinvent the wheel, and that's where they come unglued.
Yeah, no question about it. And appreciate both of you for being with us today. By the way, you can learn more about Paul at efficientwealthmanagement.com. Great segment, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're listening to The Price of Business. We want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. While there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter.